my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, this is a very long overweighted training update. So the last time that I did a training update was for my week 3 end of my training. Since then things have gone a bit haywire. If you have been around on my channel for a while, you'll know I had some issues in February, so my training plan didn't go exactly to plan. So I'm just going to update you on how things have gone over the last, I guess, five weeks, and let you know what runs I've done in that time. The Burghley 7 race is this coming weekend, so I will sort of update on what I've been doing this week and my sort of plans for the race, any doubts that I have, things like that. So I guess we'll get straight into sort of training first. So the last update that I gave you, like I said, was week 3. So I'd done all 3 of my week 3 training plans, and then sort of shit hit the fan after that point. I didn't run again until the 16th, so I missed 10 days of training, which would have been week 4 and week 5, I think. So I'd picked back up running again. I think for the week that I picked up training, I only ran once. So on the 16th of February, I did a 5k on the treadmill. Time was as I would have expected it to be. It wasn't actually too bad considering I'd had like nearly a 2-week break. But my time was on par with what I was prior to taking a break, so I wasn't too bothered with that. I will leave my Strava things here, so as you will see, I did 5k in a pace of 14:03 per mile with a total time of 43:39. So that was that run. Then the week after that, I still wasn't on 3 runs a week. I managed 2 runs. So on February the 21st, I did another treadmill run. That was in a distance, a 5k run in a pace of 4:10 per mile and a time of 44. So again, not really much different to what I have been doing on the treadmill anyway. What I will say with that, because I haven't got any more treadmill runs on here now, what I will say with the treadmill is that I am a little frustrated with it. I feel like the treadmill running is so much harder than being outside, which usually people say it's the opposite way around, like they find they succumb to boredness on the treadmill and things like that, which I don't find because obviously I've got a smart treadmill, so I watch Netflix and things like that on it. But in terms of like picking up the pace and doing any sort of distance over 5k, it's really hard, and I haven't managed to get over 5k distance on the treadmill yet. I just feel like I'm at my limit at 3. So I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully that will improve as my sort of fitness and things improve. But yeah, that's just a sort of note to make. Then the next run that I did was in that same week. So I did a 5k outside, which was in 13:20 minute mile pace, and that was done in 41 minutes and 21 seconds. So a little bit faster than my treadmill run. Not hugely faster, but yeah, I'm actually getting mixed up here. So yeah, on that run I actually did a double run day. I had to run Philip's car. I had to take Philip's car to the garage, and then I decided to run on the way back. So instead of just doing a run on the way back that probably equate to like 1 mile, if that, I decided to make it a 3 or 5k loop. So that's what I did for that run. I haven't been sharing my paces because most of them, the 2 have been on the treadmill anyway. I'll see whether I can pull it up because Strava's being a bit funny today. So for that, I'll just bring up my lap time so you can see those. But I did my first mile in 12:44, and then it pretty much went downhill from there. I felt like I didn't have much in my legs for that run. And then in the evening when I had to pick up the car, I just did a straight to the garage run. So it was about 1 mile long, and I was quite surprised with that run actually, because if I bring up my pace for that run, if it will load. For that one, I did a pace of 11:47. I haven't seen that pace in a very, very long time. I don't know whether it was a one-off, whether my legs were sort of warmed up from the run that I did prior, whether I had a bit more energy because obviously I'd had food or whatever. I don't know what it was, but I was quite surprised with that pace, and it's pace I haven't seen for quite a while. Then the next run was the week later, and I did a 6 mile run for that. So I knew that it was becoming crunch time. I'd missed quite a lot of weeks in my training, and I really just wanted to be able to see whether I was able to do that 6 mile run, and the only way that I was going to do that was to do an out and back loop. So I ran 3 miles away from home, and then I had no choice but to do the 3 miles back. I think for the first, I want to say the first 3 miles, or almost 3 miles, I ran the whole way. And then after that point, I was sort of on a sort of incline on the way back, and my pace slowed by quite a lot. So I will show my sort of pace breakdowns for each mile. But yeah, mile 4, I managed to pick up the pace a bit compared to mile 3. And then mile 5, it's a massive like uphill bit as you come back into Stamford from Ketton. So yeah, I walked that bit because I knew that if I tried to run it, I would just completely burn myself out and wouldn't be able to do the rest of the sort of mileage to get to 6. So yeah, I'm happy and pleased that I was able to get the 6 mile run done for that. And then the final run that I did was on the 6th of March, which was last week, sometime last week. I have no sort of judgment of days at the moment, so I won't be able to tell you what day that was. I'm just looking at my calendar. It was Sunday, so I did another 6 mile run then. It didn't go as smoothly as the 6 mile run prior, but I'm still happy that I've done another 6 miles, so I've at least got 2 long runs under my belt, and it's given me a bit more confidence going into the race on Sunday. So that has been it for my training. Not ideal. I would have hoped that throughout the sort of 8-week cycle that I had, that I would have been able to do all 3 runs every week, but that just wasn't the case. Like I said, I had a couple of interruptions throughout February, so I wasn't able to do them. But I'm quite happy that like the last couple of weeks I've at least managed to do 2 runs, even if it's not 3. So sorry, just had a bit of an interruption there. So yeah, like I was saying, I am happy that I at least managed 2 runs, even if I didn't get the 3 in there. So I do feel like I am prepared. If you have not watched my Pits and Peaks, I did mention that I had some doubts last week as to whether I was going to do the race or not. If you haven't watched that video, then I'll do sort of a brief recap now. But I was sort of in the comparison trap with my past self, if you will, and I was looking at the results for the last time I did the race. Obviously Burghley 7 hasn't been on since COVID happened, so the last time that I ran the race was the last time that that race was on, and the time that I did the race in then is quite a lot faster than what I'm doing now. So there is that sort of worry in the back of my mind that I'm going to come like back of the pack or last. Judging by the results from the last race, I don't think I'm going to come last. Obviously I know that someone has to come last, but mentally I don't think I am prepared for that right now. And the other worry is that obviously when you're towards the back of the pack, there isn't as many people. That the course is quite lonely for spectators anyway, so you don't get much support round the course with regards to spectators. It's only really at the start that you get that, which I'll probably be fine with. It's the sort of tail end of the race that I'm going to struggle with as my sort of legs start to get tired and things like that. So yeah, the sort of worry of being at the back of the pack and not having many people around me, because I feel like in a race I pick off people during a race, like to catch up to certain people or stay with certain people during the race, and if there's not many people around to sort of have that encouragement and motivation, then yeah, I'm just gonna have to figure it out for the race. I have decided that I'm going to do it now, and just whatever happens, happens, and I sort of use that as a benchmark for sort of anything going forward. So yeah, I don't think I can be any more prepared for the race now. I do want to try and fit in at least a run before the race. I ideally would have liked to fit in 2, but I've just, yeah, I've just been either busy with work or just I've left it until the evening and just can't be bothered. So yeah, not ideal. I will get in at least 1 run before the race, but it would have been nicer to have 2. So yeah, in terms of the race, I'm just going to have to see what happens. I will try and run as much as I can and then resort to the sort of run-walk method. I mentioned in my other video that I am also going to be vlogging the race as well. I wasn't sure whether I was going to be vlogging it, just because I'm obviously using the Insta360 twin camera, which I use for all my running vlogs and things like that, but it is quite cumbersome and quite heavy in terms of sort of like holding it and moving it around for different shots, and I have never sort of been the artsy running vlogger, if you will, with regards to like sticking my arm out to get different shots during races. It's usually just been like POV or pointing at myself so that I don't get in the way, and that is going to be no different for any race that I do. I'm not the sort of person that's going to swing my arm out in front of other people. So I wasn't sure whether I was going to use the Insta360, and then ultimately decided that if I was going to give it my best shot at the race, I wasn't going to be using that. But I did instead decide to buy this little thing. I think I'm being washed out by the lights because obviously it's so dark outside. But this is an Insta360 Go 2. I have been testing it a couple of times over the last few days. I'm going to have it in a sort of hat mounted on the front, so I've just been trying to sort of trial and error work out what I'm going to do battery wise. I do have a plan for the race, so hopefully it all will work out and you will have a race vlog either the day of the race or hopefully the Monday afterwards, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I'm excited to use this little camera for race and sort of vlogs in the future, so that is that. Other than that, I just want to get it out of the way now, so I have all my kit. That was the other thing that I wanted to mention as well. I do have to prepare and mentally make a note of the fact that I need to take Body Glide. For some reason my sports bra and my shorts, I don't know whether it's just because I've not run in those sports bra and shorts for like long distance, but they have chafed me quite a bit. I'll show you here. So I've got a mark there from where my shorts are, and then quite a bad little chafe up there. So I am going to have to sort of, I might have to plaster that up actually because it's scabbed over, but I will have to Body Glide the crap out myself for the race just to make sure that I don't get any more. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have any sort of worries going into the race itself, other than, like I've already mentioned. So, I guess the next running update that you will get will be my race vlog, so keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, I am going to end the video here because I've rambled on for quite a while. So if you like the video, if you want to show your support and give me some encouragement, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can always click the notification bell down below and you'll be notified of when my videos go live. Other than that, I hope you're all staying safe and well. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye.